Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Good morning and welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Tom Duggan alongside Coach Chris Vance, and we're going to come at you right out of the gate talking some track and field this morning. Coach Kristen VanVranken is with us. She's the head coach of DeKalb County Cross Country, but working as the assistant coach, or maybe even co-coach, I guess, for Warren County and DeKalb County co-ops with Warren County for track and field. Coach, good to have you with us this morning.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I mentioned this to you before we went on the air. We're going to kind of keep this track and field 101 for people like me, and
Sure.
Coach Mo knows more than I do, but just to kind of explain some things, the co-op with Warren County, what is the primary reason why DeKalb and Warren do co-op for track and field?
So I think the main thing is right now we don't have the facilities and the accommodations to put together a TSSAA sanctioned track and field team for DeKalb. So we looked into a few years back trying to co-op with neighboring counties.
Mm-hmm.
I know we looked into Watertown and they turned us down. So
Darn them.
So we looked into Warren, and actually we were just talking a few minutes ago. Allie Beneke, our state high jumper that graduated from DeKalb two years ago. Her father actually was the one that kind of brought Warren into the picture because of their high jump coach at the time.
Uh-huh.
So it's been 5 years now. We've been co-oping with them.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, it's good that we have that option to be able to co-op for the kids who want to participate. You were telling us you have about 7 students from DeKalb County?
We do. We have seven kids right now. Some of them have been cross-country runners, some of them not. We have one senior, Caleb Gray, 2 juniors, Chloe VanVranken and Ethan Spears, 2 sophomores, Leah Trapp and Tatiana Fisk, and then 2 freshmen, Michael Gamble and Dan Rogers.
So you really got a good distribution as far as the classes go.
Yeah, we do.
That's really awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about track and field events on the high school level, what all is involved? And I know maybe your co-op with Warren don't have everything, but what all is available in track and field?
So there's a lot. There's a lot. And I think that's what really appeals to the kids, because there's so many different events to choose from and to kind of participate in and be a part of, try new things. So you definitely have the sprints. So that's like your 100-meter, 200-meter dash. And then we have, your 300-meter hurdle run, 100-meter hurdles, 200-meter dash. Those are kind of the faster sprints. And then you get into your mid-distance events. So your 800-meter run, 1,600-meter run, 400-meter run, all the way up to the 2 miles, or 3,200. And then, you got your field events. So your long jump, triple jump, high jump. Some schools offer pole vault. And then the discus, shot put. Yeah. There's a lot to do. Yeah.
I was really disappointed that they don't do pole vault at Warren County.
I know. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah. They probably could get it started. I could talk to Coach Wilhelm about it, but I'm not sure all the things you need for that or the rules. I have to look into that. Yeah.
When you go to a track and field meet on the high school level, are there several different things going on at once? Is there a sequence of events?
There is a sequence of events, absolutely. So, and it's pretty standard each meet you go to. Some invitationals might switch it around a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty standard. It goes in order, so whatever event you're participating in, you kind of have a timeline of when you need to check in.
Sure.
And it's long. Track meets are long. I don't know if you've ever been to a high school track meet.
I figured it was.
They're long. Yeah. They're long. They're cold, especially in March. But they're so much fun, and it's depending on where you go. We've had great success. All the meets that we've been to in the past, they're really well run. Cookeville does a great job with their weekday meets. Just keeping things in order. It's pretty amazing, actually. They herd you kind of like cattle with the athletes. Especially if there's a big number of athletes participating in a certain event. they kind of, you have like first call, second call, third call. By third call, you better be there or else you're not running. So,
yeah. Coach?
You talked about we've got like 7 of our kids that are involved. What are their events? Are they your sprinters? Are they the mid or long distance?
We kind of have a mix. So Caleb Gray, he's been phenomenal with our distance program in cross country. I know you guys know him.
Oh yeah.
Had a little bit of a setback with some injuries with his ankle his senior year, but he's kind of wanting to try the 400-meter run this year and the 800, whereas before he was more like the miler that we would put in. Chloe's doing the 400-meter dash. She doesn't want to look into anything longer than that. I've been begging her, but she's like, Mom. But then, I think Michael Gamble, our freshman, he's super fast. So I'm anxious to see what he'll do in some of these sprints.
That's awesome.
And then Tatiana and Leah, they like the fast stuff too. And Dan will probably be more of our miler, 2-miler. So we kind of have a mix. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you tried
Ethan's going to jump. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Ethan Spears. Yes. He likes the jumps. So he's going to be doing that.
Have you tried to talk with Coach Trapp about recruiting some of the football players? Because I know when I was in high school, it was like you get involved in another sport and track's great. The field events for your linemen.
Yes, I know. Actually, I haven't personally talked to him about it, but that would be something that if he's interested, I would love to meet with him. I don't know. I know they know we have the co-op program, so I don't always like to push it too much if the kids aren't wanting to do it or aren't able to get to Warren County. I don't know everybody's situation, but yeah, I would love to talk to him about it. It would be great. It would be great conditioning for the football players. And I mean, they're so fast. So,
sure.
Yeah.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. As far as co-assistant, what's your role with the team?
So Coach Wilhelm's our head coach, Jeremy Wilhelm. He's awesome. He's so laid back. He's very understanding. Because we're a good 30-minute drive, 30-minute drive now that they have that new highway built. It's a little bit quicker. But he's really good. So we kind of have a system going right now where we'll practice in DeKalb Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays the kids try to get to Warren County. And I try to get there one of those days too. And he's really good about, you do what y'all need to do. We can meet up at the meets. You can get here if you can get here. So, but when I do go there for practice, I kind of run 400-meter training to like mid-distance training, and just help out wherever else he might need me, setting up hurdles or stuff like that. So
I am the organizer.
Yeah.
You are
I have 2 stints at coaching, organizing. I wasn't even an organizer at Whites Creek. Track.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And the first year I volunteered for football, I volunteered for wrestling, and they threw me a bone with girls track. Oh, God. Which the close connection with the Tiger Bells and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was just phenomenal to learn all of that. And you talk about very long meets, and it was.
Yes.
And then when I was at Mount Juliet High School, they had lost their coach. You talk about our situation.
Yeah.
Mount Juliet at that time had no track.
Yeah.
But they had a team.
Nice.
And so we would go out into a field like it was cross country and try to get our distance in. And we're working on baton tosses or handoffs and trying to get blocks and find a place where we could put those down. So it was nuts.
I know. That is nuts. I know. And props to them because it's real. You go to Cookeville and you're just like, oh my gosh, they have it so easy. They've got everything marked, this brand new resurfaced track. But, we do what we got to do. Yeah. So.
Coach Kristen VanVranken of the DeKalb County Track and Field Program, co-ops with Warren County. First meet coming up on Thursday. You mentioned the March weather. We know this time of the year the weather is quite bipolar.
Oh, yes.
It can be
fun.
It can be cold. It can be warm this upcoming week. Looks like it's going to be warm. We know it'll get cold again. Yeah. How does that affect the track and field events? I know we talked about it a little bit in cross country, but with track and field, it's a little bit different. Does the weather wreak some havoc on certain events?
I mean, sure. Especially if you've got that headwind going down that 100-meter stretch and you're trying to set a PR, it's probably not going to happen that day.
Right.
But, the kids are really good. Everybody just I mean, we've seen it all, like the rain, the wind, been caught in storms. So they adapt pretty well. They're kids. They do a good job of just, okay, these are the conditions. Everybody's got to run in it. Let's go get it. So
looking at your schedule, Thursday you got your first meet over in Cookeville. You've got actually 4, I believe, set up for Cookeville this year. You've got one in Hickson, one in Bell Buckle. Being associated with Warren County, do you primarily see the larger schools when you go to these track meets?
Yes and no. The Cookeville meets, we have, there's kind of a variety, like Baxter's coming. They're not in the large school division, or Upperman rather. So it's kind of a mix. I will say the Webb School meet, the Bell Buckle meet, or the Fleet Feet, that'll be a big one. So we'll see some large schools there. The Patriot Invitational, Oakland's a large school, so that'll be a good one. But the weekday meets, it's a good mix. It's a good mix. But I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the smaller schools, they have some super duper athletes. So it's always nice to get some competition from the other divisions also. We didn't go to Hickson last year, so I'm excited to see what that one will be about. And then Swanee, we did have that one on the schedule last year, but I wasn't able to go to that one. I think that's a relatively smaller meet too. So
on an average, about how many schools usually attend a meet?
I would say probably the weekday meets, I would say anywhere from like 7 to 12.
Okay.
The invitationals, they'll be bigger.
Yeah.
More like 15 to 20 probably. And then looking into sectionals, and that'll be, I don't even know how many teams are in our sectional.
Right.
I'd have to go back and look.
When are they? Sectionals.
They'll be in May. I think.
It looks like the Section 2, what I found on
April 29th?
Yeah,
Is that what
29th.
that's? Sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
It's according to TSSAA's website, that was where it was.
So right at the end of April.
Does that kind of work like cross country as far as advancing on?
It does.
Okay.
It does. So subsectionals will be the first advancing meet that you'll have to qualify for, and then sectionals or regionals,
right,
and then states.
Yeah.
So there's 2 to get to states, 2 meets before states that you'll have to qualify for.
All right, and
so
of course, fans can come out and watch.
Yes.
So,
yes, absolutely.
One more before I know you got to go, but I know all of our kids are going to do great. They're going to have great seasons.
Yeah.
But who are a couple that you expect to go really deep and into the state and really compete for medals?
I don't know. I mean, Caleb, I don't know about Caleb. He has that potential, but he's trying some new events this year, so I don't know how that will look for him. Honestly, Ethan has a good chance with some jumps, I'd say. It just depends on who the competition is this year,
Right.
But you got seniors that have graduated and new people coming in. I think I don't know. I was going to say
to put her on the spot,
I know,
Coach.
right?
My job.
Golly.
That's what I do.
No, it'll be fun I'm anxious to see them compete, to grow, to get better at their running in general. Because both Michael and Dan, they run cross country, so this will be a great outlet for them to keep conditioned. And we'll just see. They're freshmen, so anything can happen.
All right, we're going to post the cross-country schedule on our Facebook page in the next couple of days, so you'll get a chance as their season does get underway. Thursday over in Cookeville, get out and support these student-athletes. Co-oping, again, it's Warren County and DeKalb County co-oping in track and field. Coach Kristen VanVranken's been our guest. Coach, I know you got to go this morning, but we thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We want to have you back and bring some of the runners with you at some point later in the season.
Yeah, just let me know. We'd love to be here. Thank
you so much. All right, we'll be back with more. This is DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org.
Bad Boy tractors are born from the legendary Bad Boy mowers from 20 to 35 horsepower, subcompact to midsize. Bad Boy combines power, performance, comfort, and, as always, builds strength to deliver the workhorse dependability you need to get the job done and done right. Homeowner, landscaper, or rancher, there's a Bad Boy tractor for you to work with an attitude. Find your Big Boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Are you ready to elevate your commercial space? Look no further than Taylor's Construction. With years of expertise in the industry, Taylor's Construction specializes in all aspects of commercial construction. Whether you're planning a new office or any large-scale project, we've got you covered. Our team excels in drywall installation and metal stud framing, and we ensure precision and quality that meets your highest standards. Ready to start your next project? Don't wait. Call us today and experience the Taylor's Construction difference. Call 615-684-5068.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We are full-fledged into the spring sports season. Hey, by the way, we're still looking for a few more sponsors to jump on board with us throughout spring season. We are, of course, doing our regular Saturday show, but we've actually got 12 games that we potentially may do. We're selling packages at only 5 games, so you can pay for 5, you may get 12. You may get 8, you may get 7, but you're definitely going to get 5. And as long as the weather cooperates and, you know, if things get rescheduled and all that, we have to work around our schedules too. But we're hoping to do as many spring sporting events as possible. But we are looking for a few more sponsors. And I know this time of year, sponsors are getting hit up a lot because of all the youth leagues and the high school sports that are going on. But if you're looking to advertise, we've got about as cheap rates as you're going to find anywhere in DeKalb County and the surrounding area when it comes to sports media. So hit us up. You can send us a message through Facebook. You can email us dcblitzsports@gmail.com. That's dcblitzsports@gmail.com. We'll send you all that information, but we're looking for a few more sponsors to get on board with us throughout the spring season. Well, we've turned Kristen VanVranken into Casey.
That's got to be a disappointment for everybody out there.
I was not going to say anything. Casey, it's good to have you with us this morning. And first thing I'm going to lead off with, we're going to kind of do a week in review here in just a moment as we get ready for Dallas. Kirby and Seth Fuson joining us right around 9:45. Wesco gets started this week with their first baseball game, and I know you're very entrenched with that. Expectations, we talked to Coach Norris, but what are you hearing? What are you seeing so far from the Wesco program?
They look good. They'll go 4 or 5 deep in pitching this year. That's going to be a strong point for them. They're a very old group for middle school. They're going to play mostly 8th graders. They'll sprinkle in a couple 7th graders that have really outshined. The neat thing about all of them is even the 7th and 8th graders have played together for so long in every sport, and so there's something about being able to anticipate what your friend's going to do or what your teammate's going to do on the field, and they have all of that. They have a lot of utility players on that team, so you may see, kids catching one night, pitching one night, playing third one night, playing short one night, being in the outfield one night. I mean, it's going to be really they can all play every position.
A lot of versatility.
Oh, yeah. He's really come in. Scott Odom did a really good job with getting that team to this point already, and I don't know. I think he's kind of crazy. I don't know why we turn it over to at this point because – I don't know how they ended up voting in the district meeting, but if DeKalb wasn't number one, I hope they're not because that'll just make them even madder, to be honest.
When you mentioned 4 or 5 pitchers, is that unusually good depth for a middle school program in this area?
Yes. So you'll always have that many pitchers, but it's quality pitchers that you're going to have. Reed probably leads the pack with them. But Colin Donnell is right there with him. Really, it's Reed and Colin as 1A and 1B on that. And then you have Kelly's kid, Maddox, has really, really improved this year. I got to watch – they scrimmaged 2 or 3 times this week, and I got to watch those scrimmages. He looks good out there. He really has come a long way, and you can tell that kid has put in a lot of work over the off season.
Kelly who?
Yeah.
He's talking about somebody named Kelly. Okay. Are we missing somebody today?
We've been missing somebody for about a month. Basketball's over, her season, and she says bye.
She's getting ready for volleyball.
Yeah.
Well, just hearing that, I mean, the pitching aspect of it, when you talk about those two, Colin and Reed, is that your starters you're probably going to see in the conference games?
Yes, that's. I would imagine. Although you could ask me that confidently because apparently I'm an assistant coach on the team.
I was asking Coulter Norris, the coach, about we were trying to get stats from anybody that'll send them our way so we can, of course, post on Facebook. And he said to talk to some guy named Casey Midget that he was in charge of all that. And I thought, well, we got an end there. But
it's an inside thing. Funny, I'm not an assistant coach. Okay, I'm just a crazy fan out there. But my buddy Chris Trammell at the review, I send him all the stuff, and I don't know. Everybody just needs to look at the paper. I'm famous this week because I'm listed as an assistant coach. So I have asked for a jersey, and I plan on going out on the field at some point.
I just want a hat. I just want a hat. We need a hat so we can just sit here on the table during our show.
Yeah. But you have Maddox in there. You also have Logan Guard, who's a 7th grader who looked, I thought he looked good out there. You have Hayden Quarles that can come in and pitch. There's a bunch of Gavin Frazier. Man, I'm telling you, that kid has a cannon. I'm telling you, he has a cannon. He has inherited his mother and father's athletic ability. He's going to be their center fielder for most of the season. And I'm telling you, if he could be all district out there in the outfield. I have never seen a kid in the outfield at that level be able to make throws and catches like he has. But he can also pitch when they need to. He's pitched some in travel ball, and man, he throws the ball hard. Mm-hmm. So catchers, they're going to have a bunch of catchers out there. They'll have. I think Colin is probably going to be their number one catcher, but they also have Reed. They have Maddox Pyburn, who is a good catcher. They have Aiden Cook, which has shown that he's not. I think John Casey's bigger than he is, but he can get back there and man, he does a great job behind that plate. They are all so good at multiple positions. It's going to be a fun team to watch. I'm
excited.
I get pretty excited about it, probably overexcited, but it's going to be a good season for DeKalb.
How many games a week do they play?
Well, they're going to play 3 next week. They'll play anywhere between 2 and 4 a week. As Chris knows, we're going on a mission trip here in 2 weeks, and of course, turns out we have 4 games that week. So I think only 2 of them are district, but they're playing 20 games, and that's just what's on the schedule. They'll play deep into the postseason this year.
And I know with the major league, you're looking at 5 days rest, and I asked that question to get to this one. I don't know, in college, you've got a little bit more extra time, but if you've got 5 or 6 pitchers deep, and you're only playing 2 or 3 times a week, then you're going to have a pitcher or 2 that they've got 10, 12 days rest. And I wonder how that's going to affect their performance.
So in middle school, it's based on pitch count and innings. So if you throw, and don't quote me on this, and I don't remember exactly, and it may have changed this year, but I believe last year it was 80 pitches. If you threw 80 pitches in a game, you're out for, I think, 3 or 4 days. You've got to rest. If you throw less than that, it depends on how many innings you've thrown. You've got a few more innings that you can throw, which works out really good for Coach Norris because he has all these options in there that he can throw in. Like, say, he wants Colin to pitch against somebody on Thursday, but he needs him also on Monday to pitch. Then he can pitch Colin confidently and get a lead with Colin and then feel confident about pulling him out because he's got a stable of pitchers there that can come in and really just not lose the game for you.
And probably what benefits you, if this team can put up runs like I'm expecting they're going to be able to, you get some comfortable leads that afford you to be able to rest some of your ace pitchers a little more because, you've got those big leads to hand over to your relievers.
Yep. Remember this name, Colin Donnell. I predict he's going to hit 10 home runs this year.
Wow.
That kid is a slugger.
Yeah.
He is by far the biggest bat that they have on that team. And that is not to disparage any other kid on there. But the scrimmages that I went and watched, they was 4 home runs hit last week, and Colin hit 1 of them. So they're deep in batting as well. If you think about this, in middle school ball, if you've got 4 to 5 real hard outs on a team, like people that can threaten you, can hit the long ball, can consistently get on base, you're pretty tough to beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you're going to cycle back around to them pretty quick every in the rotation. So, and that's the way they are. They're very good. I will say this: the high school team. Their JV team, that 9th grade bunch that has played, that's the JV team now, that 9th grade bunch and some of the 10th grade bunch, really those 3 years are that whole core of players and the 7th. So if you go from 7th to 10th, that is a group that all of those kids have played a lot of ball together in various, how leagues will, depending on ages, how it pans out, so all of those kids have a really good familiarity with each other. That JV team, that 9th and 10th grade team that's at the high school this year, you're going to see them put up some runs, and they've got some real pitchers there. Elliott Barnes is a ninth grader. You know, imagine us talking about Elliott Barnes. You know, it's like if he played football, we'd talk about him all year long. But Elliott Barnes is an ace. Preston Taylor is an ace. They're both ninth graders this year. Porter Hancock. Imagine that name coming up again. As big as a beast as he is in basketball, I think baseball is his best sport. He was an excellent catcher last year for him, and I look for him to do that again this year, at least on the JV level. He can hit the long ball. He was their cleanup batter for 2 years at the West School. And then, you know, Anthony Moore, I'm going to forget all of these people. They're good from all the kids are good, but I'm very familiar with the 10th grade through the 7th grade, and that is their sport is baseball.
Yeah.
So if you are a DeKalb County sports fan and you're a baseball fan, you've got a lot of good years you're going to be happy for a few years. I look for that age range of players to do a lot of things in baseball.
We'll get into more of the schedule the upcoming week coming up in our last segment, but to hit West School, they do start Monday against Prescott. That game at 5 o'clock down at
Smith County's Monday.
I've got it. I'm looking at Tuesday. Of course, I'm looking at Tuesday. Smith County on Monday, Tuesday against Prescott, and then Thursday they'll play at Prescott. I think it's correct.
That's a new thing that I don't remember them doing that in years past, but if you play a conference game or a conference opponent, you're going to play them home and away in the same week.
Same week.
I don't
like
think
that.
we did that before, but that may be something new.
Speaking of baseball on the high school level, the Tigers got started this week in the regular season. Ran up against an excellent pitcher from Franklin County this past Monday, Daniel Leslie, our producer, and also Tiger baseball assistant coach. Everybody's got multiple roles around here, you know. But he was telling us about the great pitching Franklin County had. 10-1 win Franklin County took over DeKalb County on Monday. Last night, the Tiger baseball team came up about a touchdown short in a 20-14 loss to Macon County. A lot of hits in that game. DeKalb got down 9-0 in that game and battled back. Fell short against a really solid Macon County team. 20-14 again was that final score. Prior to that game last night, the dedication of the field at the high school, I really wanted to be there, but I had another commitment and couldn't make it. But Coach Joey Reeder, the field officially named in his honor. Head coach of the Tigers from 82 until 97. Coach Reeder with an overall record in his career, 285, 146, and 1. He was, I just marvel at this, 176 and 15 in the district. That's a winning percentage of 92%. 176 and 15. 55 and 23 in the postseason. Coach Reeder, in his 16 seasons, his teams won 13 regular season and 13 district tournament championships, 2 region championships, and he was honored last night with the naming of the field. And, of course, we had Coach Reeder on a while back to discuss that, Chris. I know he was humbled by the honor, but, again, well-deserved. And I just marvel at the numbers he put up as a coach.
And it's incredible. And, I mean, you can compare that to a lot of different things going out, but when you look at the high school level, and we've talked about, you know, we had our Mount Rushmore of DeKalb County.
Yep.
And the thought came to my mind, we can have longevity as a coach. We can have coaches that are around for 15, 20 years, and so they just accumulate the numbers naturally because of the longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Reeder's numbers is not just longevity. I mean, that's consistent 20-win seasons throughout, you know, basically his career.
Yeah.
And that's not just him being there. That's him being a great coach and being blessed with great talent to come through.
Absolutely. A lot of players, if we go back and start naming players, we get in trouble because there's been so many good ones that played during that time.
And he wouldn't. We had him on. He wouldn't really go through any.
He knew better. And
you know what I think the most impressive thing about all those statistics is that winning percentage is over his entire career.
Yeah.
So what have we talked about on this show multiple times about there are peaks and valleys in every sport that we have in DeKalb County. Just because we're a small county and we don't have all that huge pool to come from. Yet for that many seasons, he had a above 900 winning season.
Yeah.
You have to give credit to the coach for that.
DeKalb owned the district. I mean, they're plain and simple, just like when he talked about throwing the second place trophy into the lake. I mean, DeKalb County owned the district. I remember that time, I started covering sports about, I guess, 4 or 5 seasons before Coach Reeder retired, and that was the standard. DeKalb County was it. I mean, pretty much the favorite going into every year. They expected to win every game, to win the district. That's just the way it was.
Death, taxes, and the Tigers winning the district. That was pretty common.
So congratulations to Coach Joey Reeder with the naming of the baseball field. Again, a very well-deserved honor. Go ahead.
Yeah. Coach Webb, a lot of respect, a lot of love from me to you. But I'm reminded of Brian Piccolo talking to Gail Sayers in Brian's song, that when you are going to dedicate a game to Coach Reeder, you're expected to win that game. Okay? Just
Well, now wait a minute.
Tad say that's Daniel's fault.
Now wait a minute. Now Coach Reeder also coached football, so they wanted to give him something to remind him of both with that 20-14 score. But Tigers still have some players, of course, getting back from basketball. They're going to make a difference, and we're not making excuses. It's early in the season. What you want to count is when the district games roll around, and that's when you want to be playing your best baseball. And this is the time where, you're working things out. Preseason. Basically, I just want to call it preseason because that's just what it is.
Let me tell you about that high school team. They're going to get better just like that basketball team did as the season goes along. Hey, man, they got 4 or 5 players that just come off of basketball hadn't picked up a bat, in 6 months now. So you give that team time. This is any losses they take early, it means nothing. They're going to be there in the end, and that's when it matters.
Hey, we're going to see the team, by the way, coming up on Tuesday, and a slight change in the schedule as the Tiger baseball team was scheduled to play Cannon County Monday and Tuesday. That's been bumped forward. Cannon County still in the basketball postseason, and working with them, the coaches have decided to push the series up a day. So Tuesday, Cannon County comes to Smithville. Wednesday, DeKalb County will travel to Woodbury, and on Tuesday, DC Blitz will have live coverage. We'll web stream the game on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. I had to think about Facebook, but we've got a connection where we can do Facebook and YouTube, thankfully, on Tuesday. Don't wait around for us. Go out and watch the game and support the Tigers as they take on Cannon County starting at 5 o'clock. Cannon's had a pretty good baseball program the last several years.
They have. They were at state a couple of years ago and went deep in the playoffs last year, did not make the state. And basketball, they're playing at Hickman County Monday night. In the sub-state game, got beat 59-54, I think.
That was an undefeated Loretto team that they lost to, and they played them tough.
Pretty good team, and you can talk about officiating, and we've talked about it, but the center for Cannon had 4 fouls with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Oh, my.
So, but anyway, that's kind of where they're stuck. I'm not sure how many of their baseball players are still playing basketball, but I think it's enough to make them have a little bit of a difference.
So certainly good luck to Cannon County. We hope they get an opportunity to go over to Murfreesboro and compete in the state tournament, but do get out and support our Tigers this week in those couple of games, and again, we'll have more on the schedule coming up during our last segment. Some other scores. Tigerettes got underway officially this week. Had a play day last week, and Coach Ethan Duke was telling me via email that was pretty pleased with what he saw. He knows pitching is going to be a strength this year. They hit the ball well. They had a couple of good games yesterday against some good competition over at the Gordonsville tournament. Ended up tied with Morristown West. 4-4 was the final score, and got a 5-2 win over Macon County. I think this Tigerette team is going to be good this year. I mean, from all we've heard, and we know they got the pitching this year, Coach, and that's always a big thing in fast-pitch softball. I think Coach Duke's got a good all-around team.
Nothing better than being a coach than you kind of just sit back there and make out a lineup and let your horses go be horses.
And they're back in action today. We'll go ahead and promote that, but they'll be in action against Gordonsville, who's always good in softball, and against Warren County. That's over at the Gordonsville tournament. That's at Crump Paris Park in South Carthage. There'll be 2 games going on, I believe, at once because there's 2 fields over there. Tigerettes play Gordonsville at 1:45, Warren County at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Tennis, they were hoping to get underway this week. It did not happen. Coach Brian Cadle had sent me a message this morning that both of their games or matches, tennis is not a game, it's a match, were postponed against Cumberland County on Tuesday Cannon County on Thursday. Tiger Soccer was also postponed. Their match set for Thursday at Upperman in region play. That was postponed. It will be made up on this upcoming Thursday, March 13th. The weather's not been great this week, guys. We've had a lot of wind. It's still windy out there. And
let me tell you this. If they're not playing tennis today, Luke is in trouble because he told me this morning that's where he was going to play in a tournament today.
Now, Coach did say they're playing today.
Okay.
So,
well, I was about to get nervous.
No,
Start texting Luke and finding out where he's at this morning.
They are playing today, so tennis is in action. Luke's okay. You ain't got to worry. But we know this time of year you have to deal with the weather. That's just part of it, and some of these sports are big time affected by these wind. Tennis being one of them. When you got wind playing on an outdoor court, it's a little difficult.
Well, you are in Tennessee. It's going to be in the Mojave Desert at 9 o'clock at night, and you'll be in the Alps the next morning. It's crazy.
You got to play the slice if you're, just like golf. You figure out which way the wind's going. Blow, hit into the wind.
And it's
strategery.
It's unusual to see soccer be postponed as well because they typically will play in just about any element, and it may have been something else other than that. It was scheduled to be at Upperman, and Upperman's been playing in, of course, the postseason in basketball as well. That may have had more to do with that than it did the weather.
It could. Typically, soccer's going to rely on two events that are going to affect the outcome. Temperature and then rain would be the other one.
Yep.
I know Cannon County, their softball team, they've got 12 or 13 players on the team, period. You have 3 of those that are on the basketball team that finished up about a week ago, but you also have 2 or 3 that are managers for the boys basketball team. So they've had to postpone or cancel several of their games already. And the play day at DeKalb County, they were unable to come.
And, by the way, let's mention soccer. Last week, the high school had a play day. Today, the middle school will take to the field. In fact, they probably got their first match over with. They were scheduled to play Mount Juliet at 9. Coming up here in about 10 minutes, they're scheduled to take on Macon County. Those 2 matches at the practice field over at the high school. Then they will take to Cleparic Field starting at 12:20 with a match against Thurman Francis, and they'll play one of their conference opponents, All Good, at 1:10 this afternoon. Now, that schedule was changed from what it originally was. So it's been adjusted just a little bit. But again, the Saints soccer, playing Macon County at 9:50. They'll play Thurman Francis today at 12:20 and All Good at 1:10, and all that going on out at Cleparic Field and at the practice field. They're not the only team playing. There's, I think, 7 teams out there and a full day of soccer going on there. There's a lot going on today just here in DeKalb County. So with sports, the weather looks great. And, guys, I looked at the forecast this upcoming week. We're talking 70s and sunny for about the first third of the week at least. So we may get some good games in before the weather gets ugly again.
I got some vacation days to take.
It's only March, Casey.
Yeah,
you must have a lot of vacation days.
Nope. I'll start using them early.
All right. We are scheduled. They're not here yet, but we're scheduled to have Dallas Kirby and Seth Fuson to sum up, of course, the basketball season. They had a great run, ended up in the region tournament to a Tullahoma team that is pretty darn good when they knocked off Upperman in the region championship. So hopefully those guys are hanging out and will be joining us here in just a few moments. This is DC Blitz, and we are presented this morning by the good folks at DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee Assistant Golf Coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.decabinsurance.net.
At First Bank, when our customers bank local, they get more. More empowered. More informed. Local banking gets them closer to their goals and dreams because they work directly with bankers who know them. With less layers and more personal connection. We're a local bank brand that goes the distance to get customers where they want to be. Which is why we got into banking in the first place. Stop by First Bank at 200 West Main Street in downtown Smithville, or give us a call at 615-597-4366.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org.
Want a mower that's tough enough to break all the rules? Want everything without sacrificing anything? Want performance for the long haul at an unbeatable value? The perfect balance of power and performance? You want a bad boy mower. Packed with power, muscle, simplicity, and comfort, the pro in you demands. It's your time. You deserve a bad boy. Find your big boy mower at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Are you ready to elevate your commercial space? Look no further than Taylor's Construction. With years of expertise in the industry, Taylor's Construction specializes in all aspects of commercial construction. Whether you're planning a new office or any large-scale project, we've got you covered. Our team excels in drywall installation and metal stud framing, and we ensure precision and quality that meets your highest standards. Ready to start your next project? Don't wait. Call us today and experience the Taylor's Construction difference. Call 615-684-5068.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We got an APB out for Seth Fuson. He's somewhere. He's on the way.
Don't tell his mama.
You know, we might have made a mistake saying, hey, we're going to be at the church, because there's one or two churches here in downtown Smithville. But we hope to have Seth in a few moments. Right now, we got Dallas Kirby joining us here on the Blitz. Dallas has been busy this week. A week started with basketball and ended with baseball. Are you tired this morning?
Super tired.
We're gonna start out talking basketball and the way you all finished the season. What changed? I mean, did you flip a switch? What was it that kind of changed about the team down the stretch? You played so well in the postseason.
I feel like we cared more as a team than individuals. I feel like we didn't really care about what we did. We cared more about what the team did. And we were just really selfish in the regular season, and I feel like that helped out in the postseason.
Did you feel like there was no pressure on this team in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, no one really expected us to go far, so if we didn't, I mean, that's what they expected, so it was really no pressure.
You're this close against Stone. You're this close against Livingston. What made the difference in those games, you feel?
I feel like defense was a big thing, and rebounding, for sure. When our rebounding's bad, we play bad, and the score shows it.
Against Stone Memorial, Kate Capps, I think, ended up with 28, but shooting from the floor, he struggled all night long. Did y'all do anything differently to defend him in that game in particular?
Not really. We played a different defense. We played in a whole new defense that entire postseason, and I feel like it just really worked. He still had 28, but, yeah, he didn't shoot good from the threes or anything, which, yeah.
You three seniors, you knew this was it for basketball. I mean, did that cross your mind? Did that kind of play a little bit of a motivating factor in the postseason?
Yeah, for sure. We were all super excited, and we did not want to lose because obviously we didn't want it to be over. But, I mean, it had to end at some time, so.
I'm going to ask one more, and I'm going to turn these guys loose. But I will ask you about Austin Tennant from Tullahoma, the big 6'9" junior. I think he's a junior that they have on that team. Anytime you're 6'9" and you're in high school, you're probably going to be a tough matchup. But what about his game maybe gave y'all some problems in that regional matchup?
His defense, he was blocking every shot with shot. I mean, even when you pump faked, he was just standing high. He didn't even have to jump to block you, so that was the big problem.
It'd be nice to be 6'9" and in high school, and you just hold your arm up, Coach.
Dallas, I've been able to watch you from AAU, just a year or two behind Connor. And what's been the biggest reason for your transformation back from those days to being I would say a pretty dominant post player? Your senior year of high school.
I really worked hard with Coach Agee about posting up. He's helped me a lot with the post moves. My dad also helped me with post moves. It wasn't that hard of a change because I'm tall anyway, but I just had to get in the gym and work out more, and I feel like that helped a lot.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm very impressed to watch you grow, not just on the basketball floor, but in maturity. Because sit here and your response to the first couple of questions are very spot on and very professional, and I'm very impressed with you as a person. And I know you've got one more season to go through with baseball, but what's on your horizon? What is next after high school?
I'm planning on going to Tennessee Tech, and I think do something with business there. If I do good in baseball, I may go somewhere. I'm not too sure on that, but yeah, that's about it.
Do you have some schools talking to you baseball-wise right now?
No, I don't. I don't really go to prospect camps, and that's really the only way to do it nowadays.
All right, get ready because we're about to turn Casey loose, and anything might be asked.
What, you on your own timeline this morning?
Nah, see, we did last one at the high school, and I wasn't thinking.
So you drove to the high school when we specifically said the church this morning, right?
Yep.
Okay. Right. I just wanted to clear that up.
Hey, blame me for that because I don't think I told Coach Agee until maybe late yesterday, and he may not. He may have told y'all the gym, so that could be on me. I apologize for that, Seth.
No, it's all Seth. Yeah. So Dallas, what in the world happened in the postseason? Like, you turned in to Shaquille O'Neal out there. Like, did you just have a switch flip in your mind that said, I'm going to dominate as much as I can in this postseason because, hey, last game could be tonight? Is that kind of what you were thinking?
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know. It just switched for me, and I just had a lot of confidence in the postseason because, obviously didn't want it to be over, and I feel like all of us didn't want it to be over. And the team was behind me, and I just, confident.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you had beat Stone Memorial or Livingston, I think you would have been the MVP of the tournament. You would have had a legitimate claim to that. And it was just a lot of fun to watch. You just kind of took over there for a while. It was really neat to see because I've watched you play since you was 5 years old, and I knew the potential all of you have. But it was really neat to see you just kind of – it's like you almost owned it or something, Did you feel like, maybe the guys, if I get hot, the guys will be picked up or whatever?
Yeah, I just felt like if I did my part and they did their part, we'd beat them, and I mean we got close, and I feel like we could have beat both teams.
Yeah, yeah. You were in both of those games, and both of those games could have went as a win for both of them.
If you would have won either one of those, Casey would have drove to Crossville and ran out on the court. Of course, it'd have been 2 hours after the game was over, but he still would have done it.
Shirtless, yes, I would have done that.
Painted black and gold with a big D on the
Yep.
Seth, what's kind of your takeaway from the postseason run? We talked to Dallas and just that mentality. What was kind of your mentality, and what do you feel the group mentality of the team was?
I feel like all season we knew we had the potential to beat anyone. We just had to put together everything and play our best.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like against Sparta, I think since it kind of mattered more, the season was on the line. I think we all realized that, and so we came together, played our best, we beat them, and then we barely lost to Stone, and we could definitely beat Stone. I think it'll be close any game we play Stone, but I think we definitely had the potential to, and then barely lost to Livingston, and but yeah, I think we really knew it mattered more and kind of connected off of that. So.
You made some huge shots and some big plays. I mean, hustle plays that sometimes don't get talked about enough down the stretch. How do you feel that your game was elevated in the postseason? What areas do you feel like you really stood out?
I feel like I guess it kind of comes with being a senior and knowing that I guess my career is on the line, I guess. And
just one more game, man.
Yeah.
Just one more game.
but also in the sense that I have experience, and so I think that's where the big shots late came from. Is just that, and then the hustle plays. It just again knowing my career's on the line.
Yeah.
So just give an extra 10% anywhere I can defensively and. Loose balls, stuff like that. So
it's been a joy to watch you on the court and growing up, through the church as I've been able to watch. What are your plans after high school?
Let me guess. Pharmacy, engineering, one of them two, right?
I'm either going to go to Tech or UT. I think I'm kind of leaning a little more towards UT.
Aerospace engineering.
But I'm either gonna go into accounting and then eventually.
God,
I'm either gonna.
Don't listen to Casey.
I'm either gonna do that and open up an accounting business later on, or maybe go into like construction engineering and becoming a contractor later on. Yeah, either one of those. Whatever I do, I kind of want to own my own business. So
you know those aren't related, right?
Yeah, I know. I know it's like
Casey.
It's two ends of the spectrum, but
gotta have options. Well, Dallas, now you shift gears. You're in baseball season, and how long do you feel like it's going to take you maybe to get to the top of the mountain for you personally on the baseball field?
Maybe another week or two. I feel like I'm going to be there. Practice is really all that it takes to get back to where I was, and with a full week of practice, I feel like I should be back to it.
Now, you haven't been throwing a whole lot, but you came into the game last night. Were you a little nervous about that, having not had a chance to practice a whole lot?
Not really. I got a lot of confidence in both sports. I feel like I've improved a lot as a pitcher. But I was surprised I went in, but I'm glad I did.
What's the strongest aspect of your game in baseball, you feel like?
Probably my fielding. Last year I was getting better at hitting, but I feel like overall it's usually my fielding.
So you man the shortstop spot a lot?
Yeah.
What's the most difficult part of playing that position?
You got to kind of be in charge of the whole infield. You got to tell the outfield where the balls are going, and kind of just got to be the leader on the entire field.
What do you feel like is the strength of this Tiger baseball team?
Locally, we have a lot of grit to us. We're a pretty young team. We only got 4 seniors. So yeah, I feel like we're going to be good in the upcoming years too.
Seth, do you play any sports during the spring season at all?
And not that counts for anything.
Are you going to get bored then? Because you've been playing basketball for all these months.
Yeah, it's it's a little weird because usually when basketball ends, I still shoot around because I've always got next year and stuff like that. But I don't really have any sports that count for anything right now. But I usually me and Dad like to go play golf a lot when it warms up, so I'll be doing that a lot. So.
That'd be fun.
I have a question.
Okay, Casey, what is it?
For both of you. Okay. Did you watch the Upperman-Tullahoma game by chance?
I was pretty busy while it was happening, but I watched parts of it. And
Dallas, did you watch it?
I didn't watch it, no.
Oh man, I had so many great questions to ask y'all if you'd watch that.
I plan to go. I plan to rewatch it today. I've got a lot of free time today.
Well, okay. Who was y'all rooting for? Was it Upperman or Tullahoma?
I think most people were rooting for Tullahoma, but I was actually rooting for Upperman just because. Well, listen, they've got their post. He's like 6'9". He's really dirty. He'll find a way to discreetly throw an elbow every game. He'll cuss you out under his breath every game, and he always gets away with it. Well, he doesn't always get away with it. He got suspended for a couple games earlier in their season for throwing an elbow, but he'll always do some cheap shot, and he did it against Stone. He knocked a kid on the ground. He did it, shoved a couple kids in their back, and their other post is pretty dirty too. So they're just overall. It's really just them two, but they're just an overall dirty team, and I don't like to see them get away with it and have success doing that. So I was kind of rooting for Upperman in that sense.
Okay. Dallas, who were you rooting for?
Oklahoma.
Oh, there it is.
I do not like Upperman at all.
Yeah.
You got to root for the team that put you out because, if they go on to win state, well, we lost
you
to
don't.
the state champs,
No,
right?
you don't.
Oh, come on.
You absolutely do not. Let me tell you something. If Upperman was playing Russia, I would go buy a Putin shirt. I'm telling you.
I feel about that. I feel about that with Alabama in college sports. But, well, guys, you've had a great basketball season. I know people might look at that record and think it wasn't successful, but the way y'all came together and played in the postseason and brought this community together, people, that's all they were talking about was Tiger basketball, and it was so exciting. So thank you for the memories for all of us fans out here, and guys, we wish you the best moving forward.
I got another question.
Thank you.
So you played against both Upperman and Tullahoma in the tournament. Who is better, the Cobb kid or from Upperman or the Farrell kid from Tullahoma?
I think the Ty Cobb just barely. I think he's got a lot more athleticism. I think Farrell knows how to. I guess is a little bit better of just a pure scorer, but I think overall Ty Cobb because he lets his teammates score a lot too. So
what do you think, Dallas?
Is that Farrell kid 33?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Ty, he's just a sophomore. I feel like he's got a lot of room to improve, so I feel like in the long run he'll be better. But the Farrell kid, he was pretty tough every time he went to the basket. He was like he had to play football or something. He was super tough.
Yeah. What about them two versus a kid from Stone?
Caps.
Caps. I can't never think his name.
I'd say they're both better than Caps. Caps is just a good shooter. But I feel like he can't really do anything except shoot. He can't make plays for himself.
I feel like they're all pretty. They're all. I don't know if I could pick between the three. They're all really good. They all have their own strengths and I guess the limited weaknesses they have. They're all really good. But
listen,
I don't
man.
know.
You're not running for office. Just pick a freaking name.
I should say Seth has got this down. He knows how to keep the Dallas is over there like, I just don't like them at all.
Seth is not providing any bulletin board material for the years to come.
You two guys need your own show because it would be so much fun. You got the politically correct, and you got the guy that's going to tell you how it is.
Okay, I guess if I had to pick, I think I would put Cobb at 1, Caps at 2, and Farrell at 3. Because I think Farrell had some really good postseason games. And he was really good in their regular season. I didn't keep up with him that much, but I think Cobb and Caps did a little bit better.
You didn't go out and eat with him anytime during the season?
No, nothing like that.
Yeah, I bet you Dallas didn't go out and eat with him. Hey, the best part, you got to go watch the Upperman Tullahoma game, because the best part of the whole game was when there was an Upperman fan. Did anybody, y'all watch this? There was a time when they were down by they stayed down the whole game. It was 5 or 6. There was an Upperman fan that got so upset that he fell out of the bleachers and rolled onto the playing surface out there. Not on the side. He got out in the court somehow and rolled out there. It was fantastic, I'm telling you.
It was funny. Me and my dad went and watched the Tullahoma and Stone game and the Upperman and Giles County game. And during the Upperman and Giles County game, it was like the first or second quarter, and they have a bunch of weird fans. There was this one dude sitting right on the court, and he had some dumb hat on and some goofy shirt, and they'd score a layup or something, and he'd get out of his chair and just act like he's at some WWE Monday Night Raw. He was just going berserk every time. It was funny. Me and Dad were laughing at him.
He must be an Alabama fan too.
So, what is this podcast y'all are doing at the high school now?
I don't know. It's like the media class, marketing,
the
social media marketing.
Well, I guess Luke's part of it. He must be, because he keeps saying. But every time that he sends me one, it's one of y'all are on there, or both of you. One, what are y'all like? Is that where you just get laid back and tell them what your real thoughts is about everything? Or?
I've done it twice, but yeah, I've only done it twice, so I don't know.
Well, you're done. You won't be on it no more.
No. Yeah.
Dallas he's got plenty more time, but if you'd play more than one sport, you might be on something more too.
They don't have any podcasts for golf, so.
Oh, me. All right, Casey. We got to let these guys go. Seth, Fuson, Dallas, Kirby. Guys, again, we thank you so much for joining the show. I know you've been on a couple times with us this year. We appreciate it. We've had so much fun watching y'all throughout basketball, Dallas. We're going to enjoy baseball season and looking forward to that. And, again, moving forward, we wish you both the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Seth Fuson and Dallas Kirby. We'll come back and take a look at the schedule ahead on the next segment of DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Unrivaled service and practical advice from Jeff and Grant James at DeKalb County Insurance. With auto, homeowners, life and annuities, property and liability, Medicare supplement, and business policies available. Receive seriously good insurance with great coverage and prices. DeKalb County Insurance is an independent agency that shops multiple carriers, such as Erie, Allstate, Travelers, State Auto, Progressive, and many more. Call today for a quote. DeKalb County Insurance, 615-597-0660.
Hey, Sam!
Who said that? Cheryl? What are you doing up there?
My bank always leaves me up in the air. I'm still waiting for an answer. Oh, darn birds.
Well, switch to First Bank. They have fast local decision makers and the latest banking products and digital.
Whew, what a relief. I'll call First Bank. When I was up there, I saw a branch near me.
First Bank never leaves you hanging. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Are you ready to elevate your commercial space? Look no further than Taylor's Construction. With years of expertise in the industry, Taylor's Construction specializes in all aspects of commercial construction. Whether you're planning a new office or any large-scale project, we've got you covered. Our team excels in drywall installation and metal stud framing, and we ensure precision and quality that meets your highest standards. Ready to start your next project? Don't wait. Call us today and experience the Taylor's Construction difference. Call 615-684-5068.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Poor Seth Fuson. He gets lost getting here, and then Casey'd him.
Yep, that could be a term. They all know what to expect when they come in here with me.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Hey, huge shout out to Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. Jumping on board, title sponsor for football, our fall sports, basketball, and spring sports as well. We appreciate Grant and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Next week, we'll be bringing back the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. And you talk about an award that's about to get competitive with all the sports that we've got going on. We'll have a lot of student athletes who will be up for nominations, so be looking forward to that on our Facebook page, of course, and we'll have voting on that hopefully starting at the first of next week.
Coaches, even if you've had a bad week record-wise, please nominate. I mean, this is it may be a small honor, but it may be the only honor this kid gets all season if they have one outstanding game, even in a loss. So please send those names in to us.
It's not about you, it's about the kids.
Exactly, and I know that happens sometimes, but we do call it Student Athlete Award, not just Player of the Week, because, you know, these kids do more than just compete on a field or on a court. They're in a classroom. They have to balance, doing their schoolwork and, playing, practice time, all that good stuff. So, Coach, you hit the nail on the head. I appreciate you saying that because just think about the student athletes and send us a nomination each week. We'd appreciate that. And it's not mandatory, but we'd like for the coaches to make the nominations. We're not going to do that. So
sorry, I'm like Boots Donnelly. I'm more about the athlete. On this than the student, but because the student's going to be there with the grades to participate. But anyway, I look at the achievement more than I do the academic, because I think they're all straight A kids anyway.
And we appreciate Good Health Family Clinic for sponsoring that award. They've been doing that now for quite a while, and we definitely appreciate that. Guys, as we kind of touched on earlier, it's going to be a busy week in sports, and it's already underway today. Of course, the Battle of Center Hill soccer play day for the DeKalb Saints going on out at Klaperick Field. 7 teams are involved in that today. The Saints are underway, and I think you've got an update, don't you, Coach?
I do. Justin Noakes, their coach, sent this to me. DeKalb Middle School Saints, 4, Mount Juliet 0.
All right.
Strong performance. 2 goals from Giovanni Desarena. I apologize if I've butchered a name. Axel Godinez had a goal, and Ben Ramirez. Ben. I can pronounce Ben. I'm good with Ben.
Yep. You mentioned Desirena. He actually had a goal this past Tuesday as the Saints played a friendly with Warren County. They tied 1-1. Warren County jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the first half of that game. Desirena scored with 6 minutes left to play in the match, and they ended up tied 1-1. These are all preseason or friendlies, if you prefer. The regular season for the middle school soccer team actually gets underway on Tuesday. And, boys, you got a lot to live up to because the girls had a great season in DMS soccer, and I know you're going to as well. We're looking forward to that. High school soccer team got underway with their preseason play day last week, and, of course, their first match was postponed. They'll get on the soccer field on Tuesday against Smith County, and from what I'm hearing, Chris, you may have a little more inside information on this than I do, but I think Coach K's team is going to be pretty darn good this year from everything I've been hearing.
2 years ago when Connor was on that team, they had a state and an all-state player, and they had 10 seniors, and they were playing, I think, a sophomore at that time. And not much reps, not much opportunity to get on the field. The pitch, you like that term. For the younger guys, they just weren't able to get minutes, and because he was going to live and die with those guys, and they had a great run. Last year, he overscheduled, and he will admittedly say that it was a younger team without a lot of minutes on the field, and they overscheduled, played the better teams that they could have possibly played, and it showed on their record. But hopefully that built experience. So now you're looking at a team that was on a really good team as freshmen and sophomores. A little bit of a struggling season last year, and a lot of that has to do with who was scheduled. And so this year, I think they're primed again for another very, very good run deep into the playoffs.
They've got they always go up to Gatlinburg and play in the Smoky Mountain Cup, and that's always challenging. And they'll have FRA, Anderson County, and Munford there. They step out of district to play Franklin County. They'll play Warren County. Looking ahead to next year, I don't know if Central Magnet's in their district next year. I know with baseball, softball, basketball, they will be, but they've got Central Magnet later on. And Jackson County, of course, district games will include White County, Cumberland County, Livingston, Stone Memorial, and Watertown. They'll also play at Cookeville. So toward the end of the season, regular season, I know there's a couple of matches there out of district to kind of get them prepared for the postseason. But I know probably Coach K hated losing that match Thursday. His team's ready to go, but they'll get out there. And Smith County's usually pretty good as well. That ought to be an interesting match coming up at Klaperick Field coming up Tuesday night at 6.
Gordonsville does not have a soccer team, and cahoots. You want to talk about being in cahoots with each other when it comes to soccer, those in-county schools, they will tag team you, and they'll have 10 from Gordonsville and 10 from Smith County, and they'll just be under that radar of having their own team, but they throw them together, and it's truly a Smith County team, so they're always very good and dangerous. You mentioned Central Magnet. This is the team that the high school boys, girls, and middle school boys and girls are familiar with. They've got a history with Central Magnet.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So soccer getting underway. Get out and then check out some of their matches coming up. They've got the district's going to be competitive. I know it always is. So lots of great matches coming up. And, again, we'll post the schedule of this week's upcoming games on the Blitz page coming up tomorrow morning. We hit on the high school. They'll be playing Cannon County Tuesday at home at Cannon County on a Wednesday. That's Tiger Baseball I'm talking about. And the Tiger Baseball team also in action on Friday at Warren County. In that border rivalry there. Tiger at softball. Coach Ethan Duke, he decided he wanted a challenging schedule to start things off this year in his first year as head coach. And, of course, as we mentioned, the Gordonsville tournament 2 games yesterday. They'll play Gordonsville today and Warren County over at Gordonsville. Then they will turn around and play on Tuesday. I can't read all this stuff I've typed out. It's all bunchied up here. And they'll open district play at Cumberland County. Then they're going to turn around Wednesday and travel over to Murfreesboro to take on Oakland. So going to be the district game, and I don't know much about Oakland, but you're stepping up, Casey, in class to play a team out of Murfreesboro. And so Coach Duke says, hey, you know what? We're going to get this season off. We've got the horses that are able to throw. They feel good about this team, and they're going to go out here and level up with the competition and see what they can do.
The DCHS softball team this time is about to bring back the glory days. That team is loaded this time.
Yep.
He did the right thing picking all those games to play because they're going to win a bunch this year.
I love fast pitch softball. Was always one of my favorite games back in my radio days to broadcast. It's like baseball but faster, and it's very entertaining to watch. And I was around for a lot of Coach Danny Bond's time as the head softball coach, and Coach Bond won almost 700 games, went to a lot of state tournaments. You talk about some glory days, and we mentioned Coach Reeder. Back in the days when it was Reeder and Bond, nobody owned the diamond like DeKalb County. I mean, we were just our teams were just so good.
Can I interject something here?
Maybe.
It's off topic, but just to prove a point. I just saw Seth Fuson walk by the wrong way outside there. So just putting that on record. Hope he goes back and listens to this. You were caught.
All right. The Lady State softball team, they're off to a 1-3 start. They lost 2 games in extra innings. Lost to Cannon County a couple games as we talked to Coach Sarah. I don't know if to call her McGregor or Jacobs. I'm just going to call her Coach Sarah. We talked to her about that last Saturday. First couple of games, the schedule kind of got discombobulated, so they had to throw those games early on. Then they went out and pounded on Macon County this past Tuesday in a game where the wind was wreaking havoc on everything, but they still pounded out 13 runs. Then Thursday at Stone Memorial, lost 6-5. That game also in extra innings. They will go to Warren County on Monday. They will go to Prescott on Tuesday. They will go to South Cumberland on Thursday. And 2 of those 3 are going to be in district. Casey, what do you know about the softball team from what you've seen? And I love Coach Sarah and her, passion for this game. I think you look at this 1-3 start, I think they're going to get a lot better. They're going to be tough once postseason time rolls around.
I'll tell you something. That as good as that middle school baseball team is, that softball team's just as good. And it's funny because they've got good players in all 3 grades. But their 7th grade and really their 6th grade is even they're going to be elite before it's over. Just because they've been with Mark Pritchard for so long with the Lady Rangers, and it's nothing against the 8th graders. There's some really good athletes that are 8th graders too. Kennedy Odom being one of them. She's their star pitcher for sure. So, and it's just a timing thing, That, the Rangers didn't get started until it was a little bit past that, but those kids have been worked with a lot, and if she just needs to take a few weeks here and kind of figure it out who and make some adjustments, but that team's going to win a bunch of games, I'm telling you.
Saint Soccer, we mentioned they're having their Battle of Center Hill play day today. Then they get the regular season started Tuesday. They will open up conference play at Smith County on Tuesday, then turn around and host Cumberland County coming up on Friday. Both of those matches start at 6 p.m. And Justin Oakes, who's already been updating us, Justin does so much to keep us in the know about his programs. Man, I can't say how much we really appreciate that. And he and Coach K work well together, love the game of soccer, and they brought a passion to that sport. Both of them have here in DeKalb County that they built successful programs that will continue to get bigger and better, Coach.
They have, and it begins at that rec league.
Oh, yeah.
And
they both are big parts of that.
They are. There's times where Coach K's coached 4 teams and his wife's coached 2, and now Jasper's coaching 3 or 4, and Jacqueline, and who knows how many Cloperics are actually coaching down that rec league. It's
I thought you were going to say, who knows how many Cloperics there are.
That's a good question, too. LaTanya, I'll leave that alone. And then Noakes is the same way. I'm surprised he doesn't have Macy coaching a little bit, but that's their thing. That's what they do. That's what they love. And it's been it's Coach K and it's down, but the middle school does pretty much exactly the same thing that Coach K does at the high school. And so it just feeds right into that. And the terminology is the same and the practice structure is the same. I'm not saying that the formations are identical, but, as a middle school or 8th grader coming to the high school, you know what to expect.
Yeah. A couple of weeks, we're going to have Coach Noakes on. I know next week he's got rec league games during our show, so we won't be able to have him then. Coach K, we'll probably try to target him that same Saturday. That's the 22nd. Coming up in a couple of weeks, we might even try to do one over at the soccer field if the weather holds up for us. We'll take a look at that. Next week, Ethan Duke is scheduled to join us to talk some Tiger at softball, and we're still working on the schedule for next week. Brian Cadle, the tennis coach, I've talked to him via email and text, and he's very excited about coming on the show to talk about his programs. We're trying to work that out. They have some Saturday matches, and sometimes that's kind of hard to work around, but we'll definitely have him on and some of his players.
I have a tennis update.
Okay.
Luke did go to tennis.
Okay.
Him and Jackson Mathis have won their doubles 8-4.
Okay.
Yes, that is the 3-4 seed.
Who are they playing?
I don't know.
Well, they won. We just don't know who they're playing against. That's we're not Sports Center, y'all.
East Tennessee School of the Blind, I think maybe is probably who they got paired.
I was going to go there, decided not to.
Yeah.
Oh, Casey, what are we going to do with you? Guys, anything before we close up shop today? Been a good show. We appreciate Coach Kristen VanVranken for coming out this morning. Chris, anything I can learn about cross country and track and field, these are kind of new sports for me in terms of coverage. And Coach VanVranken's got such a passion for these sports and a lot of good kids competing there.
Best way to learn is just go to a meet.
Yep, absolutely.
And sit up in the stands and kind of watch not just what's happening here, but what's happening on the infield. And because it's almost like a 3-ring circus where they've got things going.
If you were going to be in track and field, what would be your category, you think? What would be your strength?
Gosh,
you've been a runner before. I mean, you've run. Okay, I'll put it like that. You've run. I don't run. I run for survival, not for recreation.
Jog. When somebody comes beside you in their car and they've got you clocked at 2.1 miles per hour.
Yeah,
that's not running.
Now my foot slipped off the brake a couple times.
Yeah.
It'd have to be snail racing. I don't know.
What about you, Casey? What's your track and field event?
I ran from a bear once, and he actually caught me. But thankfully somebody was there to help. So.
I always watch shot put and think, man, it can't be hard to throw one of them things, right? I mean, that thing's got to weigh like 30 pounds because it looks like a little cannonball or something. But it looks.
I've often wondered about these Olympic sports, how they ever come up like that. You know, I mean, was that ever a thing you needed to do at some point in time? Like, I could get like throwing something at somebody, a knife or something, but like this huge pole. I mean, there must be some really strong people in ancient times that could like just chuck that thing out there. I don't know. Curling, that's another one that I've struggled with.
For years I didn't even know what curling was. Yeah. I thought it was something to do with weights, like curls, and I don't. That's one of the weirdest sports I've ever seen.
So, hey, man, I got an idea. We're going to create an Olympic sport. You go get a broom. I'll go get a rock. Somebody get a rag. Let's go find a lake. This will be great.
Yeah. So, anyway, track and field, there are a lot of events. That's the one fun part about that is there's something different. Hurdles, I can't imagine you trying to run. I got short legs, so hurdles would have never been in the cards for me. But we really appreciate her coming out and telling us about the track and field program and wish those kids a lot of success this year. Of course, Seth and Dallas coming out, and what a run basketball had. We're proud of those young men and what they were able to accomplish. And Dallas ain't done with his senior season of sports with baseball here. Seth is just a great kid all the way around, and I just loved, guys, seeing how they closed their season. For those three seniors, I know Jordan wasn't able to be with us this morning, but you couldn't find three better kids. And for them to close out the season the way they did, I'm so happy for them.
The motivation that you have as an athlete for potentially being your last game is a real thing.
It is, absolutely.
Let me tell you something. That high school senior class, all of them, whether they play sports or they don't play sports, obviously Luke's a senior this year, so I've got to watch him grow up. That is the best bunch of kids I have ever seen, ever. Like top to bottom, they are going to be winners in life. I'm just telling you, all of them. They're going to do big things. They're going to make DeKalb County awful proud.
Absolutely. All right, folks, the weather's going to be great this week. You have no excuse. Get out and support our student athletes. Plenty of sports going on. And again, tomorrow morning we'll post the schedule for this upcoming week for all of the games and matches coming up on our DC Blitz Facebook page, so be sure to check that out. For our producer, Daniel Leslie, for Casey Midget, and the coach, Chris Vance, I'm Tom Duggan saying so long this week for DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.